Hello all, it's me, Andy, from Blitz Gaming. I hope you're all having a great day. It's still warm in the UK, but it's cooling down. Today's video, budget build. At the end of the day, I'm going to be using Intel's latest LGA 1200 socket, which came out this year. So I've got H510, so we're talking about budget at the end of the day, and we're putting in there a Pentium Gold G6405 CPU. Now it comes with built-in graphics. Now we're talking about low-end graphics. But at the end of the day, if you're just going to do online banking, at the end of the day, watch YouTube, watch movies, listen to music, browse the internet, that's fine. At the end of the day, I mean, you can do that in 4K as well, if you've got a 4K telly, because that supports 4K. But I will try playing games. Now I have benchmarked it already, playing games, and I've also benchmarked it with this graphic card, which we're putting in Asus RX 550. Now if graphic cards were the right price, this would be roughly £70–75 bet. Graphic cards are still overpriced at the moment. Even the budget prices, the budget gaming cards are, well, it's not really a gaming card, but it's a budget card. Even these are overpriced. And they have come down. I mean, they were over £125 2 or 3 weeks ago, but now it's got down to £90 at a day. But like I said, it's still overpriced. We're using a Cooler Master MWE 500 watt power supply. Again, low end, no modulation in this. This is fully wired power supply. Again, they're on a budget. Using the Western Digital Green M2 drive at the end of the day, using 16 gigs of DDR4, and this is HyperX. Never used HyperX before. At the end of the day, HyperX. I mean, I usually use Corsair or Cooler Master, Crucial. But anyway, we're going to try this, see how it goes, and just to make it glow, we're using Lian Li UNi fan AL120. Now this don't come with a build, so it just we want to make it glow and make it look lovely. And also it's all going inside a Corsair 4000D airflow case. Again, this is not the case I would use as a budget. It's just that I don't have a budget case. At the end of the day, available. But I will put one on the build, saying what you should use. I mean, you can use this case, but this is literally £65, £70. It's a bit pricey for a budget build case. At the end of the day, you can easily save yourself £30–40 on a case. You can easily pick a case up for a budget, £30 quite easily. But obviously, I like airflow cases. I like a grill in the front, blowing air forward, keeping it all cool, and I couldn't get one at the end of the day well, this is the only one I could come across. But there is one I have seen on the net. I can't remember what make it is, but it will be on the listing, and it's £50. Even though £50 is probably still slightly over budget for being a budget build, but it's the only one I can see with a grill in the front. So yeah, we get all this in. Hope it all goes as well. No hiccups, and get it all going. And all this should come to no more than £400, including the graphic card, and without a graphic card, £330 tops, if you keep to the build I said. Okay, let's go on with the build. See you in a minute. Okay, let's talk about the board. I mean, it's a budget board, don't expect anything flash. Let's go down to the ports. Now we've got PS2, something you're not going to use in today's standard if you're living at home. Somewhere in the industry they may want them, but the home user is not going to use them these days. VGA again, we won't use that. DVI, You may use it, again it's a bit out of date. DisplayPort, HDMI, you're about to use one of those two. And then on a monitor or a telly. Got USB 2, USB 3.2, USB 2, and a 1 gig LAN. That would be nice if it was at least 2.5 or even better 10 gig. At the end of the day. Sound, front speakers, back speakers, microphone. At the end of the day. Now we'll turn around. We've got audio header, COM serial port. Again, industry must use that somewhere. Not seen other. But I've not used one in building a computer for, it's got to be a good 15 years. We've got a TPM header at the end of the day. Trusted memory module. We need that for Windows 11, or as an option. We don't have the module, but the processor itself also has one built in. Yeah. So again, if you're building this and you want to use Windows 11 when it comes out in a few months' time, should work fine. And we will do a review on Windows 11 on this system sometime next week. Got USB 2. Header sockets times 2. Then we got the front header for the on-off switch, reset switch, and in A, and the lights. What have we got? We've got one lousy, well, say lousy, we've got one heatsink at the end of the day. I mean, cooling wise is on the basic. We've got USB 3.2. Now, socket's nice and big. The header yourself we plug in is very awkward. It can break that socket because it's so big, and I think someone needs to design a new version. Got SATA times 4. It's good if you want 4 SATA drives. We have, and they've got the 24 pin main board power supply, and over here we have an 8 pin main for the CPU power supply. 2 DDR sockets, and then they fan header, CPU fan header. 16 times PCI Express 1, PCI Express 1. M2 socket. Now this one's got a bit of a different, I've not seen this before until now. So they're having a screw to lock the M2 down in place. It comes with a plastic holder. Hope that works fine and don't drop the drive out. I think it was a 6+4 phase design, if I remember rightly, according to the paperwork. I mean, it's a basic board. And then if, like I said, if you're just doing online banking and you put that graphic card in there, the RX 550, just play games every now and then. I mean, that'll play 1080p, 720 games. No problem. Well, the games we've got today should play no problem. 5-6 years time, that'd be a different matter. But at the end of the day, it's basic. I mean, I think you'll be able to get an i3 in there without it throttling, firmware throttling. An i5, now I've read up on i5s on the next tier motherboards up, where they have been thermal throttling. So they're thermal throttling on the next tier boards. I think they'll certainly throttle on this board. Basically, thermal throttling, basically the processor gives out too much heat. Yeah. So the CPU itself, its internal workings, slows the CPU down, stop it going so fast. Because it ain't got enough cooling on the system. Now you can rectify it by changing a few parameters in the BIOS if it allows you to, and putting a great big fan on top, if you're lucky. Now it don't always work, because at the end of the day, the board itself, it's got to be able to handle heat at the end of the day, and this has not got a lot of heat. not a lot of cooling at all. But I certainly wouldn't go anything over an i5 at best. i7, i9, you'll be wasting your money. At the end of the day, I mean, if you was going to spend that sort of money, you're talking £400 or £500 on a processor, then spend £200-300 on a motherboard. That's all I've got to say on the matter. Right, let's get on with the build. CPU. Now, you want to leave this in. Now, I've seen a lot of videos where people take this out. Now, leave it there. Yeah, it'll come out on its own. Yeah. So lift the old socket up. Don't go playing around with the pins. Leave the pins alone. Get your CPU. Now, I don't know if you can see on the CPU, but it's got two notches, one there and one there. Yeah. And those notches line up in the socket. We've got one there and one there. Yeah. So they only go one way around, so don't try and, if you don't go in properly, it means you've got it one way around. But ideally, just line it up with the slots. As I said, one there, one there. You just go straight in, and then you give it a wobble, just make sure it's in perfectly. You ain't going nowhere. Done. Bring the lever back, at the end of the day, and that should just pop off. That's how you install it. You do not throw that away. Do not throw this away, because you will need this at a later date. At the end of the day, if you want to change the CPU over or take your CPU out, you need it to protect those pins. Yeah, so do not lose. Now, the CPU fan. Now, when you buy it, the CPU, the Pentium Gold, it actually comes with a fan. Yeah, so you ain't got to buy a fan out of the day. Now, I'm saying that because when you buy like i5s, i7s, i9s, they won't give you a fan. They expect you to go out and buy an expensive fan on top. Now, usually this comes with thermal paste. Yeah. Now, I've taken it off to show you how to add thermal paste if you were going to put another chip in at a later date. So basically, if I was going to change this later, I will clean all the paste off the chip and off the fan using isopropanol alcohol. Yeah, and wipe it all off. And once it's all cleaned up, we'll then put a little blob like that. You don't need no more than that. And then we're talking about a little tiny blob. And then now we put the fan in. Now the fan header's there. If I put the fan that way round, we've got a lot of slacky wire. And then I could go that way round, and hopefully it might fit that way, which could be good. Sort of hide the wire out of the way. So we'll do that. See how it goes. So basically, when you put these type of fans on, these come with these notches. Yeah. Now they should be on the unlock position. You see arrows on them, and then you got arrows on there. You turn them around to lock them in position. What we do to get it in position? Got 4 holes on the motherboard. Line them legs up. And then they just put it like so. I hold it on the top, push one down the lock, push the one at the opposite corner, again, in the opposite corner. Tighten it up, again, do the opposite corner, because the ones you just done. Probably saying, why that? Well, if you go one-sided, you might push all the thermal paste out. So if we go at an angle, it holds it in a lot better. Hopefully we've got plenty of room for the lead. Hopefully that should just come straight around there. Hold that out of the way somewhere. Like so. Nice and neat and tidy, because we want it neat and tidy. So the memory modules in. Again, HyperX. Never used these before. Now this is low profile memory. Yeah. So you notice it ain't got no flashy light on top. Yeah, no RGBs on these at all. Installed in memory, so let you know, it goes one way on only. Yeah, it's got a slot there in the memory, and it's got a slot on the board. Now, let's say this was a DDR3. I thought, well, I'm going to put DDR3 in there instead of DDR4. That slot will be in a different position. DDR5, when it comes out sometime later in the year, again, you'll have a slot, it'll be in a different position. And it won't line up with the one on the motherboard. So you make sure, at the end of the day, you've got all lined up. It only goes in one way. And all you do is push it down each end, click, click. Now we've only got 2 sockets on this board at the end of the day because it's a basic board at the end of the day, not what for. But I'm pretty sure it also supports dual memory, even though it's only got 2 sockets, or I should say dual channel. There we go. Right, let's get the M2 in. Now just in case you're new to building PCs, this is the latest technology in hard drives. Now they come with, this is a standard M2, runs at an SSD speed for the SATA. Now you may get a 3.5 inch one, plugs into your SATA. Now this is basically runs at the same speed, yeah. Standard M2 runs at basically the same speed as a SATA, yeah. But it's on the motherboard itself. But you can get an NVM, which are run 4 or 5 times faster than one of these. Really, really fast. And the price goes up with it. So take that into consideration. You want turbo speed, you've got to pay for it. Okay, the M2, when you put it in, at the end of the day, have we got it all okay on the screen? Let's move that motherboard up a little bit so you can see. You're putting it at an angle. You put say, why go at an angle? Because that's how it works. In this case, we ain't got a screw. If we had a screw, we'd take the screw out. Yeah, we push that down like so. Then we'll screw it in. But this one comes with a plastic clip, like I said for the first time. I take it, that goes like that, clips around. We turn that around this way, stop it coming out. Done. Perfect. Motherboard's now done. I ain't got to worry about the motherboard no more. Drive's in. Memory's in, CPU, fans in. We can now take that out of the way. Okay, power supply. Goes in at the bottom. Yeah, now some cases with power supply will go different places, but 90% of cases these days, power supply goes at the bottom. Again, we've got this lovely brand spanking new gigabyte 500 watt power supply. Now all the power supplies I've always bought always come with screws. Now I'm not saying that happens all the time, because it probably doesn't. It says MWE white. I don't know why I called it white, because it's black. So it's a bit beyond me. It's a nice looking power supply. It's not too heavy at the end of the day, but it's only low end, 500 watts. And then again, you could probably air-cool. You could get an air-cool power supply, save yourself another £10 at the end of the day. But I like Corner Master. I've been using their stuff, their cases, their power supplies for a long time, and had no problem with them. Now, being this is a low budget one, all the leads come together. At the end of the day, it's not a modular. Now, if I wanted a modular power supply, and if you don't know what the modular is versus standard power supply. Now, standard power supply, all the leads, as you can see there, all come on the power supply. Now, you can get semi-modular where things like your SATA, this has also got Molex, yeah, and then they will come as as an attachment where you plug it, the leads in what you want afterwards. The only things what you'll be plugged in will be the 24 pin and the 8 pin as standard. Yeah. Now you get full modular where none of the leads are in, and you only plug in what you want. Now you're probably saying, well, what's so special about that then? Well, believe it or not, cases, they may look like they've got a lot of room, but they don't have a lot of room when they've got all these wires. Yeah? And to make things nice and neat and tidy, having a full modular power supply is for that reason. Make life easy for yourself. And on top of that, you can get, if you buy a full modular, if you buy things like Cooler Master, Corsair, I think Seasonic, there's a place called Cable Mods. At the end of the day, you can buy new cables and you can have them colour coded. Yeah. So to match your build, for instance, if I was doing an AMD build, yeah, which we have got an AMD graphic card, which is red. Yeah. I could have the leads red and black. At the end of the day, or if I was doing NVIDIA, I could do green and black. Or just green. At the end of the day, you can have any colour you want. You go on their website and any colour lead you want, they make it. Right, when you put your power supply in, yeah, make sure it's facing downwards where the vent is. Yeah. Now you don't have to put it that way, but that's the way it should go. Because you want the air, the hot air, to come out of the system as soon as possible. Yeah, you don't want no hot air in the computer at all, if you can help it. Now the only reason you would do it the other way around, if you was putting this on a rug or a thick carpet where it's going to block the vent up. But I'll suggest to you, if you had a thick carpet or a thick rug, get a board, put it on the board, put the PC on the board. Yeah. So it doesn't block those vents up, so then you can put it the right way around. Right. Okay, the power supply, 4 screws at the back. Now saying at the end of the day, you can put it up the other way. It's designed to go any way around at the end of the day, a power supply. So you could always do it by accident, put it up the wrong way. Right, power supply, we're in. Okay. Now ignore this. At the end of the day, this is the Lian Li control module for the fans. Again, as I said earlier, the fans is just for me making it glow. Doesn't come with a build, and nor does this case. But you have got the option. Now I've got a video already on the net telling you about the case, so if you want to watch the video, tell you about this case. It's a great case, and in the day it's got all this lovely wiring holders, and in the day it's a good case. Holds 2 mechanical drives, 2 SSD drives, and if you buy extra brackets you can have another 2 SSD drives in the front. And in the day it's a good case, and in the day, but like I said, for budget build, £65, £70 a bit high. Back plate, I/O shield, I/O plates, input output plate, whatever you wish to call it. This comes with the motherboard. It's specially designed to go with your motherboard, so don't lose it, don't break it, don't do anything with it really. And what it does, get it right way around. It protects, at the end of the day, the components on the back of the motherboard. And it also stops you sticking your fingers inside and blowing yourself up. Okay, that goes in the case. They all come one size at the end of the day, so you shouldn't have no problem. There's only one hole big enough in the case to hold it, and basically you just push it in by hand, nothing else, just by hand. Just line it up, and it should just clip like so, in position. And then now also in the case, in this case, I'm not saying all cases are the same, it's got on there micro ATX, ATX, ITX and extended ATX. Yeah. Now in my case I've just got to go where the M's are. Wherever there's an M is where I've got to put a standoff. Now a standoff is where basically you screw in. Let's just show you. Don't know if you see it on camera, but I'll put it on screen what one looks like. Now, so basically a little pin you screw into the case, and then you screw in to the standoff. And all these standoffs, they line up with your mobile holes. And then that's what they do. They all line up with the holes. Well, they should do. Now, in some occasions they don't. You might have one which is not. At the end of the day. Which is a pain. I mean, considering they're all supposed to be universal, you do get these odd ones that don't line up. Okay, we're going to put that in. So basically you put the motherboard in, line up with the back plate, push it up nice and tight, and then push it down. And all these holes, as I said a second ago, should then line up at the end of the day. And basically you just screw the board in, not too tight because you don't want to damage your motherboard at the end of the day. Okay, make sure you put every screw in that's required. Now every now and then you get an odd one or don't line up. Now I don't know if that's down to the motherboard manufacturer or the case manufacturer, but the hole's there, and then there is actually a hole slightly to the right of that hole where the standoff is. So I don't know whose mistake it is, but every now and then it does happen for some odd reason. Now I've never had a problem when I put a micro ATX in the Corsair 5000. I had no problem. So I don't know at the end of the day. Right, let's plug up the leads. Now I've got a 45-degree angle, yeah, for the USB 3.2. Now that comes with a motherboard, not this particular one, but I will use it on here, because if you look up the fitting, and then the USB 3.2 fitting, it's a big ruddy chunky thing, and then I'll put a picture on the screen now so you can see it. It's nasty at the end of the day, and as I said earlier, the design needs to change. I should also plug a SATA in at the end of the day. For a later date, so I can be playing around with it. Right, we'll turn that back up. Go back to the power supply. Now we need the power leads. Like I said, we've got lots and lots of leads because this is not a modular. We need a 24 pin. I should bring that round there. Put the 24 pins around that corner. We need an 8 pin for the CPU power, which is around somewhere there. I should bring this up. Now on this case I've got holes at the top, so I'm going to bring the leads at the end of the day through the back. I'm not having the leads come across the motherboard at the end of the day. So I've got the 24 pin come up here like so. And then we've got the 8 pin connector, which we've got the right way around. Now they only go in one way, like most things, and then they only go in one direction, one way. Same as the SATA, same as the USB ports, all go in one way. And then so basically if you're trying to put something in and it ain't going, because you've got it the one way around. So don't force anything. And then we've got all these leads. And the back. And the again. Audio lead we need. And then that should go up there. If I remember rightly, the audio is this side, so we've got an old at the back here, we'll shove that in there like so. Okay, so now look, we've got all these leads, and today we don't need. Now, if we had a mechanical hard drive or an SSD, we'd use one of these. And today, we've got 2 of them we don't need. I've got 3 of them we don't need. And one's a Molex, one's got Molex, which you don't see these days. You've got a lead here for your graphic card. Yeah. This is only got 2 pins. Our graphic card we're putting in there doesn't require extra power, and then so we don't need that. So all these leads we don't need, and we've got to find a place to put them. And the only way they can go is in that space at the bottom, out of the way. And then now we've obviously got the power for our module, our controller module for our fans. We need that, so we need to plug that in to a SATA connector. Well, that's a tight fit in that one. Also USB, that needs to go around. Need to plug that in for our USB header into the motherboard. Now this case comes with a USB-C header, yeah, up to date. The motherboard, even though it's brand spanking new, latest and greatest chipset, does not come with USB-C, which is a big disappointment really. At the end of the day, you think at the end of the day, you buy a new motherboard and it comes with all the goods, but no, it doesn't work that way. So we plug the audio header in at the end of the day. Now you've got to check at the end of the day, the USB and audio headers look very similar to each other. But if you look at the bottom, they are not the same. Yeah. Power switch goes there. Actually, I've actually got it in a completely wrong spot. So it actually goes up there. So what happens when you work upside down? So it should be minus and plus. Goes there, like so. Just put those wires back, just make it nice and neat and tidy in the front. Let's just turn it around so you can see. So why did I put all the leads out the back and not across the motherboard? Again, airflow. At the end of the day, we don't want to block no airflow. We want the air to come straight in the system, unblocked, straight at the back and out the top. Yeah, go across the components, keep everything nice and cool, and so on. At the end of the day. And plus it makes it all look nice and neat and tidy. It's all we want neat and tidy out of the day. Why build a computer and make it look like a complete mess at the end of the day? Let's go back to the back. At the end of the day, let's get some of these wires on. Let's get the fans in on the front. Yeah, Lian Li fans we bought. Take this cover off. They're all the ball nose fit in, magnetic dust cover, fantastic. At the end of the day. I don't know if you've seen the video I've done, the Lian Li fans. At the end of the day, you can put together as a block. At the end of the day, like I say, you can take them off. At the end of the day, and only use one set of leads. Fantastic. Put these back together. And they, perfect. Let's get the right way around. Put them in there like so. Yeah, it saves a lot of wiring these Lian Li fans, but they're expensive. And they are not cheap. I mean, a standard fan will cost you, an RGB fan will cost you what, £8, £8? These are £27 each. Yeah, these Lian Li fans. They're extremely quiet and they've got a lovely glow to them, which we'll show you at the end. Let's just tighten these up. So you get two leads, one for the RGB and one for the fan rotation. You plug them into the controller module. At the end of the day, RGB, and the power. Put your wires up. At the end of the day, yeah, so you want a nice neat job. Turn it around that way. At the end of the day, we've got the main power leads going through the centre, power lead for the fans coming from here to the controller, and the one at the back coming this side into the controller. All the extra leads we've got stuck in the bottom there. At the end of the day, nice and neat as possible. Yeah, you don't want leads all over the place. It's a mess, and I mean you can if you want to. Yeah. But obviously when you come to put the old back door on, it can be difficult if you haven't got them in a nice, neat, tidy job, like so. Okay, we're nearly done. Got the memory in, the CPU's in, M2, USB, audio, front headers, and the fans all done. Now I've got to do the GPU. Now just to let you know, I don't know if you can see that clip, yeah? If you've got a GPU in there already and you can't get it out, because that clips up. Now the reason I'm saying it, because some GPUs are quite chunky and you can't see it. It'll be underneath and you need to push it down and it unclips and it pushes your GPU up. So you can take it out. So don't forget, if you've got a problem getting it out, that is the reason. Now you may have another one where you can put it to the left. Yeah, it's just like a lever. You put it to the left. Again, it does the same thing. It's a clip. Right, the GPU. Basic GPU. At the end of the day, nothing special. At the end of the day, like I said, these should be around £70–75 if they ever get back to normal. And the bill should be in total, if it was £70–75, it'd be at basically the £400 barrier. So we push it down, and then that clip comes up, holds it in position. Now if I try to take it out, it ain't going to go nowhere without me moving that clip. Now we've got thumb screws in this case, so that's a bonus. Yeah, I mean the advantage of this case over a cheap case, well, one, you got all these expansions. Yeah, I could take it out and put it back in any time, where if I buy a cheap case, that'll be a one piece bit of aluminium or bit of steel, and you'd have to break them and then they out of shape, and then you can't use them again, and at the same time they nearly cut your hands off. It's the same with the build. I've put my hands all the way around the outside. Yeah, very well made, doesn't cut my hands. Buy a cheap case, you can cut your hands. Yeah, it depends what you want to spend really. And then I mean this case, I use these type of cases for my builds over and over again on the showcases. That's because they're well made, they're not going to fall apart, I'm not going to cut my hands. At the end of the day, That's why I got bits and, like I showed you the white clips earlier. I've got one there. I've had that in there because I've had a wire in there at one time. Now I do plan to update this. I plan to put in an all-in-one cooler. Yeah. Now I don't need an all-in-one cooler for this CPU. In for an i3. Yeah. I may get an i5 or an i3. And this is the reason why I bought low profile memory, because this case, the way it's designed, it does state if you're going to put an all-in-one cooler up at the top, it will interfere with the memory module, so you have to buy a low profile memory. And I think that's the reason why I bought this memory, not Crucial or Corsair, because they don't have any. So this is the reason why I bought this HyperX. And basically just show you installing an all-in-one, and then the build itself doesn't need an all-in-one. I'm just going to show you how to install an all-in-one. Okay, let's get it up and running and show you the glowies. Okay, you've seen the video. Hope you enjoyed the build and the video at the end of the day, and you've looked at it and thought, okay, great, £300 or £330, I can get up and running, do my online banking with a decent system. And if you want to spend an extra £75, £70, £75, get up to the £400 barrier with a GPU. Now you don't have to use the AMD 550. Nvidia do a 1030, which also should be around £70, £75. As again, video card's been a bit funny. Yeah, this is going to over budget by basically £15 because the graphic card is doing what it should be at the end of the day. But if everything gets back to normal, at the end of the day, the whole system will slowly go down in price, because everything is still high at the end of the day. Okay, I've got an upcoming video, or two upcoming videos. One of the IGP, yeah, built-in graphics, so you're going to have a laugh at the end of the day. Even though we did get it to work on some games, it went fine at the end of the day. Grand Theft Auto went fine on the integrated graphics. And obviously the Radeon 550, we've got the benchmarks, and we'll post them over the next couple of days at the end of the day. And the setup, if I've not already done it, can't remember now, of the Lian Li UNi AL120 fans at the end of the day. Okay, that's me done at the end of the day. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video and the build, and I'll see you in the next one. Andy out, and don't forget to subscribe and comment. Have fun all.